Let me see. Why can I not see myself? What's going on? Here we go. Okay, got it for you guys. Um, okay, if you are on YouTube, I have the link for you guys in the chat. So in case YouTube does start messing up, all of you guys can get you guys can be able to join the Google Meet. You guys will be able to get all of the information. So um, join the Google Meet. That would be the best option for us. But let me know how you guys are feeling, how you guys are feeling about the market. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Let me know how you guys are feeling in the chat, and send this out to 3 people who you know needs to level up when it comes to the market. Now is the perfect time for us to be getting in the trenches and executing. I really want you guys to send this out to a few people who you know needs to hear a message about investing during downturns. So I want you guys to send this to 3 people that you care about, 3 people who you know needs to level up their finances and needs to lock in with the market. Whether it's on Google Meet, whether it's on YouTube, I want you guys to send this out to 3 people before we get started. But let me know how you guys are feeling in the chat. How we feeling? We feeling good? Feeling good? Another great week in the market. Another great week in the market. Okay. Feeling good. Now, let's go ahead and get started. And let's go ahead and get to it. We're going to get the information for sure. For sure. Like always. Like always. And let me share this on both. And then at any time, if we're having any issues, whether it's on YouTube or Google Meet, please let me know in the chat so I can serve you guys at the highest level and help you all. Okay. For everybody that is new, welcome to Alpha Investing. My name is Monte Weaver, aka King of Stocks. And my goal every single week is to give you guys information and lead you guys and navigate you guys through the market every single week and help you get an edge so you can prepare for the week ahead. A lot of times we don't have structure in what we're doing, which leads to us making emotional and irrational decisions, which is affecting us in our accounts. So every week I want to give you data, statistics, and go over some things with you that will help you on your investing journey. So as we come into this market, right? And the market had a correction temporarily. We had a stock market correction. We were down 10%. You should be jumping for joy when you see the market going down. You should be jumping for joy when you see the market going down. Now, let me ask a question before we get started. Before we get started, let me ask a question. What's good, Thavian? What's good, everybody? Now, if the groceries in Walmart, Target, Costco were 50% off, would you or would you not run in the store and buy as much stuff as possible so it could last you a long period of time and you got it for a cheaper price? Let me know, yes or no in the chat. If everything in Walmart, Target, we boycotting Target, right? You see they stock drop. But let me know in the chat if some of your favorite items that you buy every single week, if they went 50% off, would you or would you not go in and buy it? Let me know yes or no in the chat. Right? So I want to ask you guys, why are we not doing the same thing when it comes to the market? Just something for you guys to think about as we go on. But if you want to know where to get in the market, you want the best prices, you don't want to have to worry about what price to buy the stocks at. It feels amazing just to set a limit order and let the market come down to you and do what it needs to do. And you don't have to worry about what is going to happen because you know you are buying at a good price. So if you want the best prices, you want to have an amazing return and a margin of safety, like Warren Buffett talks about, you can scan the QR code or you can go to apx-partners.com/tech and you can be a part of the investing team at Apex Technologies. Now, you guys know how we do. For those of you who are new, this is called up or down. So I want to show you guys the charts. There's two ways for you to look at the market. We're going to get into it later on, right? There's a fundamental way to look at the market, and there's a technical analysis way to look at the market. But looking at the chart, let me know, is it going up or down? And should we be going long or short? Or if you don't know, say, I don't know. That works. But let me know, right? Are we going long? Are we going short? Up or down? Or if we don't know, say, I don't know. So I can help you guys to the best of my ability. I don't know. It's cool, right? Guess what? If you are looking at a chart and you don't know what to do, I love it. Somebody in the chat, new lows, I'd wait. If you don't know what to do when you're looking at a chart, do nothing. Do nothing. A lot of times, us as people, we mistake doing something as getting closer to the goal. When a lot of times, if we just wait and be patient, timing is everything. A lot of times, if we just waited a little bit longer and we're just a little bit more patient, you're going to have higher returns and higher results. But we have to be okay and say, I don't know. Even me, I still look at charts now. I'm just like, dang, I've seen a lot of them, right? I look at charts and some of them, I'm just like, what is going on? Even me, after charting for 4 years, right? There's always something new for you to learn. You always have to have an open mind and an open perspective. But if I'm looking at this chart, if we're looking from left to right, I would say that we're ranging and going to the upside. So if you go from the left side to the right, you see that we were down and then we shot up and we've been ranging ever since, kind of going up and down, right? But personally, what would I do? Nothing. Just wait, be patient. If you don't know, the signal on the chart should jump out to you and you should instantly know, should I go long or should I go short? And if you don't know, then do nothing. Great job, everybody. Now for this chart, up, down, are we going long or are we going short? Let me know. Are we going long? Are we going short? Is the chart going up? Is it going down? Is it ranging? Let me know what's going on. And what would you do? Somebody say long. Great job, Daniel. Great job, Danny. So if we're paying attention, this is why it's so important for us to read everything left to right. You can see for a long period of time, the stock was in the downtrend and we were trending down. But if you look at the most current trend, we are trending upwards. So if we're looking on the right side, we're trending up. You should be looking to go long. The chart is going up from here on. The chart is going up. So we should be looking to go long. Now, last one. What about this one? Up, down, long, or short, or do nothing? Either way it goes. Let me know. What would you guys do? And again, if you don't know, let me know so I can help you. My job is to purge you from bad trading, bad technical analysis, bad fundamentals, right? Down. The chart is going down. So we should be looking to go short. Great job, everybody. Amazing job. Now, I'm going to say it every single week. World conflict resolution, politics, economics, earnings, and innovation. This is the fundamental way to look at the market. So again, there's two ways for you to look at the market. You can look at it in a fundamental aspect, or you can learn how to read the chart so you can see what's going to happen, right? The number one indicator right now for where the market is going is who? Let me know in the chat. Let me know who is the number one indicator for what the market is going to do right now. We should know by now. If you're paying attention to the market and everything that's going on, we should know. So you guys tell me, what do you think is the number one indicator for where the market is going to go? And if you don't know, put I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. My goal is to help you guys, right? So someone said politics, right? Economics. So right now, the number one indicator for if the market is going up or going down is Donald Trump. And everything that is happening with tariffs, which is world conflict resolution. So you guys remember, if you started watching me from the very beginning, when I first started doing this, right? World conflict resolution has always been at the top. It's always been in this order. And this is why. So the market touched correction territory, right? Off of the fear and uncertainty of tariffs and how that is going to affect us and our trade partners in the future. And us, as everyday people, we are always so forgetful. We are very forgetful and we think so short term. But all of these countries that are involved in these tariffs and trade wars, they are not going to forget what is happening right now. 10 years ago on, yeah, we still remember when the United States did this to us, right? We got to get them back. So Canada and Mexico, you think they're just going to forget about what's going on? No, they're going to remember. Tariffs, in a way, shape, or form, is an act of war. Warren Buffett said that. Warren Buffett said that, not me. But if you are taxing another country that is said to be your partner, that is an act of war. Or you're bucking up your chest. You're trying to show your arm and show your strength, right? To people who are supposed to be your allies. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the market and what's going to happen around tariffs. Now, April 2nd, you're going to have reciprocal tariffs, and we're going to see how that affects the market and how that goes, right? But until then, there is a lot of uncertainty in the market. But that uncertainty should not stop you from investing, no matter what. No matter what is going on in the market, uncertainty or not, you should be investing in the market when it is down. Again, from the very beginning, if all of the groceries went on sale 50%, we're going to go in and buy them, right? So now that Palantir is down 30%, nobody wants to buy it. But we loved it when it was at 125, right? Now, does Trump care about the market? Yes and no. I'm watching him every day, every time he speaks. He says he doesn't care about the market, but then in one turn, he also says that he's watching some parts of the market. And Scott Bessent, hope I don't butcher his name, legendary hedge fund investor and experience. He watches the 10 year every single day. Trust me, they're looking at the market, but do they care? No. He's explained that and said that to us many times, many times. But what do, right? We get mad, we get upset, and we blame Trump or somebody else for our own financial mistakes. How many times has somebody promised you or said something to you and they did not deliver? How many times? How many times are we going to have the dreams and hopes be carried by somebody outside of us. We have to be the ones to take control of our financial liberation and our financial future. We can't control what somebody else says. We can't control what somebody else does. All we can control is our actions and our attitude. So when that comes to the market, all you can control is your discipline and your willingness to buy at an amazing price. I've been trying to prepare us for this market for 4 months. I told you guys a long time ago where I wanted to start scaling in Palantir. Everything is happy and everything is fun when the market is going up, right? That's when you should be sitting back and doing nothing. But when the market is coming down, that's when you should be opening up your account and being on it all the time and make sure you are executing at the highest level. Because the truth is, regardless where the market is going to go up probably in July, so we will be fine. But it doesn't matter if you get through this period and your account is green and you didn't execute. Okay, put it in chat. How many of you wish you would have bought more shares in 2022, 2020, 2018, 2016, 2012, 2011, 2008, 2000 to 2003? How many of you wish you would have put more money in the market then? 2020, 5 years ago. How many of us wish we would have put, or we would have doubled the money or put triple or quadruple the amount of money in the market in 2020? And now everybody else is scared, right? I know it's rough. I know you see your account bleeding. But in this time, this is the perfect time for you to open up your account and look at it. One, learn from your losses, right? Learn from the losses. So when we drop again in 26, you don't make the same mistake again. It's okay to make mistakes. We're not perfect. You're not going to be perfect. Trust me, I'm not perfect either. I make mistakes, right? But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. How many times are we going to every 2 years watch the market come down, drop, and then not put more money in the market? Why do we think this time is any different? This is no different than 2018 going into 2019 when we had the same trade wars back then. You should be happy that the market is coming down. Everybody is mad at Trump saying that he's causing the market to go down. In my eyes, he's trying to help you be rich. He's helping you. We have to take responsibility and say, I bought at too high of a price. Let me get out and buy at a different price. We have to only focus on what we can control. It does us no good if we're constantly putting the blame on others and we're not taking accountability for our own actions. We can blame other people all we want, but at the end of the day, we were the people who pressed the buy button at the certain time. So for everybody, if your account is bleeding, if you are down on especially option calls, if you're down over 50%, I want you to cut the loss. Stop the bleeding. Even if you are losing money, let's say everybody is losing money right now. Your goal is to lose less money than everybody else. Go read The Great Crash of 1929, an amazing book for all of you guys to read so you can understand how we came down and how we fell during the Great Depression. But you have to stop the bleeding and get in at a better price so you can reap the benefits and the returns as the market turns around and goes higher in July. Now, I want you guys to pay attention and look at it. I know you don't want to see it, right? But everybody loved MicroStrategy when it was at what, 280, 300. How come we don't love it at 220? It's down 52%. I like it a lot at 220. Tesla is down 53%. Palantir, 40%. NVIDIA, 30%. Bitcoin, 24%. Google, Amazon. Don't buy Trump coin, right? But we have to look at this. Let's see how the market performed last week. You can see that Nvidia was up, Apple was down, Google was down, most of the market was down. But guess what sector or what part of the market was up? Energy, utilities. So while the market is coming down, right, there's always a part of the market that's going up. Nobody is talking about gold. Nobody is talking about gold. I'm gonna pull up a chart later on, but gold is flying higher. Coffee, flying higher. Eggs, flying higher. We just dropped orange juice, flying higher. In most cases, we have to do the opposite of what we were programmed to do. So you don't want to open up your account, right? I know it's hard, it's tough. And the reason I have so much resilience is because I came into the market when it was down. So I have a little bit of bias and I have a little bit more resilience. If you were in the market from '08 post 16 or really 2020, you did it. The market barely came down, but now, right? Since 2018, every 2 years, the market has had a drop. Again, I know it's hard. You may not want to look at it, but this is the perfect time for you and hold them for a long period of time. If you love Meta, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, Palantir, and MicroStrategy, right? I don't love MicroStrategy, but if you love it, buy it and hold on to it for a long period of time. If you loved it at 300 or 320, you have to love it when it goes on a cheaper price. If you loved Bitcoin at 100,000 and you wanted it to go to 120,000, you have to love it when it drops. We have to. I want to help lead you guys through this market and carry you guys through this market. But we have to have the audacity and the self-confidence to open up our account and execute while everybody else is being fearful. Quote from Warren Buffett: be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. So 2, 3 months ago, I seen everybody happy, right? Knew the market was coming down. People texting me about XRP, Fart Coin. Yep, market about to come down. It got oversaturated. And now every everyday person is now trying to jump into the market because they see it's just running up, right? That's when you know when we're overextended and you need to start scaling off your positions like a hedge fund would. Now, I told you guys a PE ratio does not matter. Who knows the PE ratio of Nvidia, Meta, Microsoft, Google, Amazon? There's essentially no correlation between a PE ratio and what the stock will do a year later. In a stable economic environment, value investors will pay more attention and they will care more about PE ratios and earnings, and those things will matter more for stocks. In a irrational and emotion driven market like we're in right now, can we all agree? If you agree, say it, put yes in chat. That now the market is emotional and all the emotions are running high and there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. If you agree, put yes in chat. If we agree, put yes. But on the right hand side, the most important things right now is AI, inflation, tariffs, innovation, and competition that's coming out of China when it comes to AI and defense. Those are the most important things right now. And all of these things are leading to an emotional economic environment. But us, again, we have to do the opposite of what we were programmed to do. So everybody wants you to panic. In the middle of the storm, you have to stay calm. You have to stay calm so you can have the clarity and truly see what's going on. You have to separate your emotion from what is going on in the market so you can make the best decision for you and your family. This is not just about me. I want you guys to make money and pass down wealth to your kids, your grandkids, and everyone after you. But we have to be able to separate our emotions from what is going on so we can sit down, see things clearly, put the pieces together, and then make an educated decision. But the goal, when you see $10 trillion wiped out of the market, $5 trillion wiped out of the market, everybody is trying to get you to think on such a short-term basis. Year to date is probably the worst metric to look at for a stock. But I want you guys to stop thinking short term. Thinking short term is so detrimental to you, and we don't even know it on an everyday basis, right? So, every day when you eat that snack that you know that you can wait, right? Or every day when we skip or we pass something that we were supposed to do, that's because we're thinking short term. I don't want to do it right now, but your future self is going to thank you for taking care of that task. The more things that you plan today makes it easier and gives you less decisions for tomorrow. We have to plan ahead. Short term thinking is stopping a lot of us from executing in this market. We're looking at the market, or everybody looking at the market and saying, dang, it's red, right? Short term thinking. But think of how much money you're going to have if you deploy 10K, 50K, $100,000 into the heat of this market right now. How much money would you have in 2028 and 2029? But no, news and headlines every day, uploaded every single day to scare you and make you think that you cannot invest when you, as an everyday person, control and run the market. So it's always something, yet the market finds a way. We came back from 1930. If you look at the chart, if you look at the chart, like I looked at the chart, like my investing strategy works in every market but 1929. I would have been out. I would have been I would have been done. I would have been done, right? But 19 Great Depression, World War II, Vietnam War, hyperinflation, commodity crisis, real estate and banking collapse, emerging market crisis, Black Monday crash, tech bubble, 9/11, financial crisis, COVID, yet the market average annual return is still plus 9.8. And if you've been investing since 2020 over a 5 year period, the market has returned 20.2%, which means instead of you getting 7 to 12% on your money, just by holding your money in the market over the last 5 years, you've got a 20% annualized return. How amazing is that, right? How amazing is that? So if over the last 5 years, the market has returned 20.2%, we're probably going to drop off in the back half of the decade. So the next 5 years probably won't be as strong, but we need to think long term. What about 10 years, 20 years? I need you to have a 1 year plan, a 5 year plan, a 20-year plan, and a 50-year plan. A big reason why a lot of us we don't want to invest in the market, or a lot of us, because I can give you all the tools, information, I can tell you where to buy, but I can't make you press that buy button and have that execution if that fear is in the way. We have to have plans in place so we already know the direction that we're going. It's a lot easier when you write out a 1 year plan and a 5 year plan and a 20-year plan and eventually a 50-year plan, and you already know the direction that you're heading. It allows you to block out the noise and stop caring about everybody else. We're already in March. We're in March, right? And we're thinking about right now. Think about July. Think about November. Think about December. Where's your account going to be if you deployed a lot of money and a lot of capital into the market right now? How much money would you have a year from now? How much money would you have 5 years from now when that money is being compounded? How much money would you have 20 years from now? We need to start having family planning and having family offices. So I'll share with you guys. So for me, I think when you are 18 or when you are 20, you should already have a 20-year plan mapped out so you already know how to take care of you and your family. So when you're 40, you don't have to stress and worry about it. It should at least be a thought in every family household. If we are talking about true generational wealth, a lot of it is information and structure. As much as we don't want to have structure, right? If you look at everybody who is the top in their field, whether it's athletes, whatever it is, chess players, media, authors, all of them have coaches and they have structure. And I understand the world tells us no, so we in turn want to tell ourselves yes. But I had to understand, why did God give us free will? To test our willpower. You have to have willpower and be firm and stand on your principles and beliefs so you can achieve everything that you want. Their goal is to take money from you and your family. Guess what? When you are selling shares or you are not buying shares, somebody else that is more hungry than you is coming in and accumulating all the shares up so they can make a lot of money and be rich in the future. Remember when I told you guys, let me know in chat. Remember when I told you guys that this was financial war? And every time that you take a trade or every time that you buy a stock, you are telling the seller or whoever on the other side of that position that you are smarter than them, you have more money than them, you have more information, and you are better than them. That is what you are telling them. This is war. So, if you are going to come in the biggest market in the world and think that it's going to be easy, we are mistaken. But this is why we have to have plans and structure. So at the beginning of the year, we already know how the market is going to perform and what it's going to do. So we are already ahead of the curve. That's why I gave you guys my blueprint for the year. So we could be calm and we can understand everything that's going to happen before it comes and adjust along the way. Now, going on about thinking far ahead and in the future, right? More than half of nations do not plan to protect 30% of land for nature. So, in turn, would that or would that not mean that oxygen and lumber are going to be two commodities that are going to have a high price on them? So, if you wanted to start a business, for all my entrepreneurs out there, this is probably a great idea. You got to think longer term than everybody else. If everybody else is thinking about tomorrow and next week, you have to be able to think longer than everybody else so you can be prepared and understand what's going to happen before it comes. So when it does come, right, we're not freaking out. A lot of us are freaking out about the market because we weren't prepared. We didn't have reserves on the side. Too busy getting up in, we're too busy in the FOMO and trading. When all the money that is being made is from long-term investing. When the market is going down, short it on the way down, turn around and buy those same stocks at a discounted price. But you have to think long term. Lumber is going to continue to go up. In my neighborhood, they just cut like 15 trees down, big trees too. So I believe, or my theory, and I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to tell you that I'm wrong, and you guys can come and tell me that I'm wrong. I'll be happy to agree with you, right? But I believe from this data that lumber and oxygen will be two amazing commodities for you to hold on to for the future. And another reason, why do you think Bill Gates has had waste management in his portfolio for a very, very long time? While we're thinking about AI right now, or everybody is thinking about AI and quantum computing, waste cleanup and ocean cleanup is really what we need to be paying attention to. I know it's boring, it's not sexy, it's not something that pops off of the screen, right? But most of the wealth is quiet. It's built in the businesses that most people don't talk about on a day-to-day basis. So trucking companies won't hear nothing about them, right? Trucking companies are amazing companies for you to hold for a long period of time. Now, let's talk about AI and quantum computing. The first thing that I want to say For those of you who are worried about AI and quantum computing taking your job, I challenge you to use it and go deeper on all the creative ideas that you have. So I put a post up like 3 months ago. We are in the age of creativity. So all the information is here. It's about who has the best idea and who can execute on those ideas. AI is nothing without the user. Okay, at the end of the day, for AI to be created, didn't a human have to come up with the idea? AI now allows you to go deeper into subjects at a faster pace. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to execution. So you hear all these things about quantum computing, and y'all know how I feel about RGTI. I know I'm blaming the stock, right? I'm kicking them while they're down, right? But Microsoft came out with a quantum computing chip. What does it do? Can anybody tell me in the chat what the Microsoft quantum computer chip does? No. If we don't know what it does, it's probably not of use yet. That's not to say that it's not going to be great in the future, right? Because quantum computing is definitely going to be something that is amazing. We are getting our butt kicked, and China is whooping us when it comes to quantum computing. But if you don't know a use case for it, it's something amazing to think about, right? But if you don't know the use case for it, it's not hot right now. Not right now. The most important thing we need to be paying attention to is AI, China came together, revived their stock market to compete with us and show us that they are strong. So that's my take on AI and quantum computing. Now, Shoshin, and I'm saying this the right way, but I want you guys to approach things with a beginner's mindset. If your mind is empty, it opens up to everything. So the best traders or the best time to get into the market is when it's coming down because you have an open perspective, right? So when I came into the market in 2022 and I'm looking and I'm seeing everything is down, everybody else is scared. I'm looking at them, I'm like, well, they down from the all-time highs. Like this seems like perfect timing. It's because my mind was open. And I know it's hard, but every day, whether you realize it or not, everything that you watch and everything that you do is constantly shaping your perspective. Every day, even now, me talking is shaping your perspective. And you receiving the information in turn is shaping perspective. So, me talking is giving off a perspective around the market, right? And then when I listen, I'm getting perspectives about the market. So we are constantly giving and receiving perspectives every single day, whether we realize it or not, right? I know we get caught up in life and everything goes fast, and we don't really have a time to sit down and relax and truly understand what is going on. But every single day, you are constantly opening up and closing perspectives. But you have to be able to approach things with a beginner's mindset, despite all of like we have habits, ways of thinking. At some point, we have to be able to break outside of those and not conform to our own brain. Your brain is the biggest jail cell ever. It's withholding you your habits, the things that we are used to, our comfort zone, is the biggest thing that is locking us up and preventing us from getting new perspectives so we can see the world in a better way. So I challenge you all to approach things with a beginner's mindset and have an open and empty mind. So every day when I look at the market, despite all the information I have, despite all the research I've done, every day, what is going on? Let's be open. How would I feel? How would the public feel? Right? And you have to put yourself in the shoes of others and truly be able to feel how someone would feel. And that in turn will help you understand the market a little bit better. And it's not just about the market, it will help you understand people better. You'll be more understanding, you'll be more mindful, you'll be more appreciative, you'll be more grateful. So, again, I challenge you guys to practice this. Now, trading. So, sequence of trading goals. So, number one, you have to survive. That's number one. First, survive. And by surviving, you have to have a stop loss that is going to help you and prevent you from having a 20% loss turn into an 80% loss. Number one. Number two is to break even. So, anytime that you are in profit, you want to take profit. My goal is 20%. If I'm up 20%, I want to take profit and lock it in. And then three, after that is build capital. But there are three phases to every trade. So one is capital protection, aka just have a stop loss. Or once you get up an equal amount to offset your losses, we'll talk about it in Apex tonight. But once you get up an equal amount to offset your losses, take profit. Second is profit lock. So lock in those profits, right? And then last is runner. So once you have a really good trade, you want to continue to let it run. So protect your capital first, lock in profit, and then when it's a really good trade, just continue to let it run and let those winners continue to win. Now, use it or lose it. Unused money devalues, talent diminishes, potential decays, machinery disintegrates, time dies, unused knowledge, it becomes a burden. What isn't used is abused. What is not used is abused. If you do not use the information, all the potential and all the talent that you have, somebody else is going to come along and abuse it and take it from you or use everything that you have to their advantage. The tragedy of life is not about passing away, but it's all the resources and all the potential that die within you while you're still alive. You got to use it or you will lose it. How many of us, right? How many of us have been in a situation now that we're older and we said, man, I should have did that like three. If I would have did this 3 years ago, or if I would have did that 5 years ago, man, my life would have. How many of us, right? You don't got to put yes in chat. I just want you guys to think about it yourself, right? But again, just like the market, how many times are we going to let the market pass by and it comes down and it dips and it gives us an opportunity that we've been waiting on to buy and we pass it up? How many times in our life, with the talent that we have, with the potential that we have, with all the resources that we have, all the power that we have, and then in turn not use it? To me, this is how I look at it. Every day I wake up, you got to have a passion and you got to have a purpose. Every day I wake up, I say, how can I give more value and add more value to the people who are listening to me and the people who are around me? How can I add and give more value to my family? How can I add and give more value to my last name? How can I add and give more value to my legacy? You got to have a passion. But if your time is the number one thing that all these companies need to operate, wouldn't it be best to execute on decisions that will push us forward? A lot of times we're very, very hesitant. A lot of times we don't know and we don't do things because we don't know if it'll work out. The biggest thing I will say, and I will always say, I failed more times than most people have tried when it comes to this market. Don't think that I did not have up. I lost like $1,000 when I was trying to invest in NFTs. That was my first bloodshed. I think that was in 20. I think that was 4 years ago. I think, right? But if I didn't make those mistakes back then, I wouldn't have the confidence and the power to execute now. After learning from those decisions and learning from those mistakes, I encourage you guys to do the same. Your time is your most valuable asset. It's the one thing in life that you can never get back. So I want you guys And again, it's harder when you get older because you become more fearful, you become more experienced, and you have things that you don't want to go through anymore. But at some point, you have to go back to just having fun and being a kid. Find the kid in you and just do the things that make you happy and just fire. Fire, 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 fire. I'm not doing this for money. I love what I do. I love waking up every day and looking at the market. This is a sport to me. It's always something new happening. I'm basically betting on the market going up, betting on the market going down. I'm right, I'm wrong. I get to study companies deeper, understand companies deeper. I love what I do. But if you are working, right? When you come home, the time that you have with your family, with your friends, or the time to yourself, or the time that you have to dedicate to the market, or the time that you have to dedicate to something that you believe in, you need to execute on all of those ideas and just fail, 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 fail until you strike lightning. You only need one time to be right, just one. So again, if time is the number one thing that companies need to operate, wouldn't it be best for us to execute on decisions that will push us forward in life? Now, let's talk about this week. So we have um on Monday we have retail sales minus autos, home builder confidence, business inventories. Tuesday, we got housing starts, building permits, import price index, industrial production, and capacity utilization. So a lot of insight about the housing market. You guys should be watching XLRE. That is like the real estate ETF. Or Caterpillar is one to watch, or Deere, or Tractor Supply Company. Those are a few that you can watch that are going to be affected by that data. Wednesday, though, honestly, nothing else matters but Wednesday, right? When Jerome Powell he makes his interest rate decision, I think that they're going to just hold rates and keep everything steady. But really, the market is going to respond based off of how he talks about the market. Last time, he talked about the market really, really well. And then if I'm looking at the futures right now, we're pushing down. So we're down almost 0.5% on ES, S&P 500, Nasdaq futures. We're down 2% on Bitcoin futures. So um, kind of looking to see what tomorrow is going to have for us. But Wednesday is the biggest thing. We know that Thursday you got initial jobless claims and existing home sales and U.S. leading economic indicators. We don't really have much for earnings this week. Earnings season is kind of coming to an end. But Tuesday you have General Mills, Williams, Sonoma, Five Below. And Wednesday you got PDD, Accenture, Nike, Micron, FedEx, Lennar, QUBT. Thursday, Dollar General, and Ulta. Um, for futures, I'm long this week on Nasdaq, ES, the Dow. I'm short ZB, and I am long Bitcoin futures. So kind of a contrarian outlook to what's been happening in the last few weeks. I think we'll get a bounce this week and then maybe push down next week. But all eyes are on the Fed this week, so continue to pay attention to innovation, tariffs, geopolitical conflict, and the White House as well. And those are the key things that we need to pay attention to. So I hope you guys are very, very prepared for everything that's going to happen next week. We should already know and be prepared for them. If the market comes down on Wednesday, we should already be prepared. Have your limit orders set. So when those prices come down to where you want to buy them, it executes it for you, right? Um, but we have another opportunity, have another amazing week in the market. There's no such thing as a bad market. The only thing that is bad is our entries into the market. So I want you guys to always remember that. But let's go over some questions. I know you guys may have some questions or some things that you guys want to look at or pay attention to. And then let's also look at the charts as well. So you guys can let me know some charts that you guys want to look at or whatever questions that you guys may have when it comes to this market. But I want us to, mm, let's see. Um, we gotta look at SPY. We gotta pay attention to SPY. So if we look at SPY, um, we briefly dropped down to around 10.29%. So that marked a bear or a correction once the market goes down 10%. All of the other stocks have been in correctionary or recessions, actually. So we should be looking to execute and get into some positions there. But SPY is down. Um, it broke a trend line. So we just got to continue to pay attention and monitor it as it goes on. But if you are investing in indexes now, is definitely a great time for you to scale in for sure. If you look at QQQ, same thing going on, more tech heavy, right? But same situation, broke a trend line. This week is going to be very, very important to see if we come back above the trend line, get faked out, or if we retest and push back down. So, and I think with some uncertainty, I think we'll definitely have a push up for sure. But I just think with all the uncertainty going into like the last week of the year, we may, or the last week of the month, we may kind of push down. But from the data, usually the back half of March is usually good. So we shall see if that holds true. But I just think with all the irrationality and things that are being said about tariffs every day, it's kind of it's a lot of uncertainty again. So the market is very volatile and choppy, kind of going up and down. But I definitely think that pretty much what people are really paying attention to are these tariffs going to have a downturn effect on the economy? That is really what everybody is paying attention to. So, and we'll be able to see in the back half or maybe middle of the year how these tariffs are playing out on the economy. So, and all of our trade partners, with all of our trade partners as well. No stocks we want to look at. Usually, y'all be on me about y'all be on it with the stocks. We don't want to see them down. Go ahead, Akeem. App it. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead for sure. That's right, for sure. If we look at CrowdStrike, um, the trend is still up. So we came up here, had this drop, came up here, had this drop. Um, I will say CrowdStrike is a pick in Apex. I definitely like the company for sure. I think cybersecurity is going to be very, very important, um, especially as you get into when you see a bunch of cyber threats. The world is just getting more technological. So the next line of defense is not necessarily going to be troops on the ground. It's definitely going to be cybersecurity and who can stop other countries from hacking them. So, um, and CrowdStrike is a leader in the space. So I like CrowdStrike for sure. for sure. Nvidia, APID. Never heard of APID before. Let's see. APID. That may not be the right ticker. A- A- APLD. APLD. Never heard this company before. But just looking at the chart, um, it's kind of going up and down. If I had to just kind of give it a range or something like that, it's respecting this trend line. So, I mean, I don't, but like they've missed earnings for a consecutive period of time. So that's never good. If I go to just do a little bit of research on the company really quickly and kind of see where they are on a financial basis. Um, Last 5 years, they are, oh no, I don't like this company at all. I don't like this company at all. If you go in a bigger time frame, you can see that they are way far down from the all-time high. Haven't had an all-time high since 2003. To put that into perspective, that's like if Vince Carter was still playing and how he was amazing in the 2000s, right? It's not the same now. Um, Profit margin negative 128%, and it's been getting more and more negative since 2023. Never a good sign. So um, I don't like I don't like this company. Can you make money off of it? Yes, but I think there's a lot of better places to put your capital for sure. Nvidia. Let's look at Big Dog. Let's look at see what they're doing. If you look at Nvidia, I see some rounding out here. So we shall see. We kind of been in this range for a long time. So we shall see with Nvidia. But if you look at it on a longer time frame, the trend is up, right? Um, but they at what point does Nvidia continue to stay up if they did amazing earnings, sold out Blackwell, and they still don't go up? So it's more emotionally, since the market is in an irrational state, there's more headwinds for it, meaning more things pushing it down or keeping it stagnant that are pushing it up. But the company has a 55% profit margin. So I don't know what else the market wants from it. But my job is find not to try to necessarily understand the reasoning that something is going up and down. My job is to find the reasoning, know why it is going up or down, and then execute off of that. So you may have a situation where a stock may be down, but the company is amazing, like VST, 42% profit margin. Add some input into them as far as what? Yes, sir. What's good? How you doing? For sure. Hmm. Mhm, mhm. For sure, and I want to commend you for doing your research. I appreciate you and applaud you for that. Um, you're doing an amazing job. Keep doing it. If I'm looking at profit margin has been increasing since 2020. They got back profitable, so they had a downturn in 2020. They're clawing their way back, and they're looking good. Uh, revenue is getting back to, or it's actually higher than what it was pre 2020, so that's a good sign. Total revenue is as well. So on a financial standpoint, it looks like they're doing better. I don't really know exactly what the company does. You would know more than me, but it's a REIT. I'm not really too big on REITs. I think that you can get. I know everybody talks about dividends and getting a return on a dividend, but if you buy a great company at an amazing price, that's better in my eyes than a dividend. So if you can get an extra 10% from buying, let's just say Apple. Apple has returned around 20% over the last 5 years, right? So if you can get a better return on Apple just from holding that company, I think you'll get a better return kind of going that route than focusing on a REIT. But you can make money on it for sure. So if you buy it, I like it. If it ever gets back down to like 1164, that seems like a key support level for it. So if it ever comes back down there, you may get a bounce and be able to ride it back up to probably like $14 or maybe back to the all-time high. So you can get like a 40% return on it that way. That's just buying at a good price and doing the math on it. But it wouldn't be. It's definitely not. It's not top 50. It is a part of the supply chain of another company like Nvidia, which is important to look at for sure. So again, I definitely applaud you for finding this company. But um, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. I mean, it's a REIT, so you're not gonna get an outsized return on it anyway. But like the rate it trades, just on a mathematical perspective, you can get a return on out of it for sure. It really just, it depends on if that's what you want to invest in, if that's kind of what you want to, kind of the route you want to take, that, the REIT route, and you want kind of some dividends from the company. Um, then it's nothing wrong with you taking that route. But like on a pure absolute return basis, if you want a more alpha, I think you can look somewhere else. But yeah, again, if it like yeah, 1164, I like it. I like it there for sure. Um, everybody on YouTube, I'm going to send you guys a Google Meet. I'm going to end the live on YouTube. I'm going to do the rest of this call on Google Meet. I appreciate all of you guys for supporting me on YouTube. I know we had some issues the last few times, but today seems everything is holding up well. But I want you guys, either you can scroll up, or I want you guys to join the Google Meet. Um, I'm about to put it in the chat so you guys can join in. So everybody who's on YouTube, I want you guys to transition over if you have not, and come to the Google Meet. Um, but again, I appreciate you guys so much for supporting me on YouTube. And then for everybody in the Google Meet, I have some things that I want to kind of go over with you guys and say. So again, if you are on YouTube, I want you guys to go ahead and tap that link so you guys can get in the Google Meet, and then so you guys can enjoy the rest of the presentation.